Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial here on this channel. So today's tutorial will be making a free A-line top. So this free A-line top we have right here. I've already drafted the basic lines I need. So for my basic lines, I need my shoulder line, I need my chest line, and then I need the full length of this gown. So the full length of this dress is actually your upper hip. Okay, so it's actually your upper hip. So I placed my tape at the shoulder line, and I have my chest line at 9 inches. I have my upper hip at 24 inches. Okay, so most upper hips are at 24 inches, but if you want, you can go ahead and take your measurement from shoulder to where you want the front, the desired length to be. So on the chest line, I measure my bust divide by 4, and I've marked. And on the full length, I'll measure my hip measurement divide by 4. So my hip measurement divide by 4 is 11.5. I've marked also. So the next thing I want to do is to add 1 inch on my shoulder line. So for this particular free dress we are making, we are going to add 1 inch on the chest line. Okay, so from my bust circumference divided by 4, I'll add 1 inch. And on my full length, from my hip measurement divided by 4, I'll be adding 2 inches. So I'll just come with it's an A-line dress. I'll just come with my pattern ruler, and I'll just rule a straight line. So that is all you need for the front. It's as simple as this. And then coming over to the front, I have buttons on the front. So I'll be creating my 1 inch button allowance all around. So the buttons is going to be like this, as it is right there on the thumbnail. So you decide which button you need. There's no dart to this dress. This dress is actually dartless. So all you'll be doing right now is to cut from here, and that is all for your front dress. So for the back dress, I'll just turn the back of my paper. I don't actually want to cut out what I have right here, but at least you understand what I did here. It has a mandarin collar, so because of the mandarin collar here, I'm making use of my neckline, my natural neckline, which is bust divided by 12 on the depth and on the width, and I form my neckline. And your actual shoulder line connected to your bust circumference divided by 4, add 1 inch and extend it as an A-line top. So where we have the much work to do is on the back bodies. So on the back bodies, we have a stylish back bodies right there. So since we have a stylish back bodies, I'll be marking here as my border line for the back. So the border line for the back, I'm ruling my line, as you can see, as my border line. So I'm going to create my neckline for the back, which is 1 inch, and my natural neckline, which I did bust divide by 12. And here I'm going to connect my neckline. Okay, all right, so there I've connected my neckline, and I want to measure from here. I'm measuring my shoulder. So at my shoulder line, I'll just step down by 1 inch, and I'll connect as well. So I'll come down from the shoulder. I'll be taking my chest measurement for the back, and I'm going to connect. So I will transfer my shoulder measurement also on the on my chest line, and mark my bust circumference and add my 1 inch. If you remember, that was what we did for the front. So I will create my back neckline, and then I'll divide this by 2. For the back armhole, I'll come in by 0.5 and I'll connect. Then I'll come back with my pattern ruler and connect directly to the bust circumference or anywhere on the chest line. So for this, on the hem line, I'm going to use about 2 inches above the, okay, the upper hip was 24 for the front. So the hip for the back will be a little more below the upper hip. So I will advise you to take your actual hip measurement. So this is my hip measurement. I'll pretend using this line right now. I believe you understand what I'm doing here. This line I'm ruling now is my hip, my actual hip. Okay, your hip measurement, not your upper hip, your actual hip measurement. And from that actual hip measurement, you will come down by 2 inches. So from here to this line, I have 2 inches to create this design. Then on the upper hip, I'm going to measure my hip measurement, divide by 2. This is it. And I'll add my 2 inches, which we added for the front. This is it. So at that point of 2 inches, I'm going to connect from that point. I'll connect it to the hip. But before I do that, remember the upper hip we had was at 24. So my hip is 29. Okay, my shoulder to hip is 29, and I took upper hip as 24 for the front. I just want to show you what you are going to do. So this is it, and it is on this line that I'm going to measure my hip circumference, divide by 4 and mark, then add 2 inches extension. Okay, so I add 2 inches extension. So once added, I will just go ahead and make my A-line back gown. Then this design or style that is made on this dress goes somehow this way. It depends on how you want that design to be. But it tilts from here, from this upper hip. You'll be tilting it to the where you need the shape of your dress. Okay, then if you look also at the thumbnail, you see from the waistline. Okay, if what I have here is my waistline, for example, if this line is my waistline, if I'm running closing this dress, that is if I'm running my stitches, of course this part will be cut twice. I will stop my stitches at this point, so you have this part open as it is right there on the thumbnail. So for the front pattern, like I said, I don't want to cut it out. For the front pattern, like I said, I don't want to cut it out. This is what you have. I need you to look at it very appropriately. So this is what we have for the front, and this is what we have for the back. Okay, so you take your actual measurements. Okay, for the back I assumed measurements, but if you follow this tutorial, you'll be able to get it. So before we cut the back, please note that there's usually the back can be contoured. Okay, the back, but it's all your choice. If you want to contour, there's no problem about that, but this is an A-line and it's a free dress. So let me just go ahead and contour in case you want to do that. So for the back, since it's going to be cut by 2, I'll come in by 2 inches, and I'll just go ahead and rule my line across and rule my line across. So I've contoured. Though it's a free dress, it can also be contoured. So I'll just come over here and add back the 2 inches. Or from here, I can measure what I have as my real waist and measure what I have as my real upper hip, including the 2 inches. Okay, then once I mark at that point, I'll just take all these points back to this line, and I've added what I took from here. So right now I'm going to cut what I have at the back of this dress. Okay, for the front at least you have seen what it looks like, but for the back of this dress, this is how the back of your dress is going to look for you. So I'll just go ahead. So please make sure you use your actual measurements. So I'll cut off right now, and I'll go to my back contour line. So note that this part will be cut twice. That is, the back will be cut twice. Then I'll cut off the neckline. So this is the neckline, and this is the shoulder seam line. Okay, all right, so you'll be cutting 2 times of this, and when you will sew the neckline, you stop somewhere here, which is on the waistline, and this part will be open for you. You sew in front and back together. So coming over to the sleeve is simply a bell sleeve. So you can check out my tutorial on bell sleeve on this channel, so you see how bell sleeves are achieved. So this is how we come to the end of this tutorial, and I believe you learned a lot from this class. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you for coming, and see you in the next class. Bye.